Just as a church, we wanted to kind of extend this massive invitation that this is something that the spirit of the church, we come around this as this is our home, and we want to steward it, and we want to take on that level of responsibility. And so what that means is actually wanting to invite everybody into maybe a season of faith, or a leap of faith in many ways as a church. Because we don't just want to continue to meet the way it's been, we want to make this our home. Hope is actually going to be leading out our interior design team, because we like the warehouse, right? But we want to clean it up a little bit, right? And we want to make it feel a little more safer for children, right? And like all that stuff. And then Jonathan, along with, David, Jordan, Simon, who's in the hallway, and others that have really stepped up and helped us with vision for worship and sound and really important things that matter to how we even worship the Lord, you know? And so he's been a really helpful voice in that as well. And so I kind of was like, hey, I know you hate public speaking, but I think you guys being the dynamic duo that you are, it'd be really cool for you to share with the church family about this. What if we believe for $10,000 to raise in 2 weeks as a church, not with the exception of tithing, but to say sometimes, and this is so biblical, that sometimes you see the field and you go, you know what? I got to buy the field. Yeah. The Lord has provided this space, and we're thinking, let's believe the Lord to make this space home and to invite the family that he's raising up to take stewardship and ownership over this space. So we're going to just give you a couple things. We're going to talk about the plans for interior design that we want to do in this space, the plans for worship, tech, and all of that sort of stuff, and then our children's ministry. I'm going to let Hope take it, talking about sort of the interior design and the goals for that.
All right, guys, I'm so excited to give Selah a makeover.
Woo!
I know, I cannot wait. So I wanted to talk a little bit, we've already been vision casting for this. We have our boards already, we have our, colors picked, everything. It's so exciting. Big scale will be like renovating and painting the entryway, painting some of the sanctuary in here, painting the bathrooms. We definitely could use some people to volunteer for that. From a smaller, more design standpoint, we'll be going over doing new rugs, new furniture to update kind of some of the stuff that we have or build off of what we have, but also kind of expand, including, art, branding, signage, all of that. We want to be able to really have a cohesive message of what who Selah is to the city of Fredericksburg. And that's something that we really, are very passionate about, and we want to be able to put signage and branding out, especially for our new guests and our new visitors and people who are new to the family. So excited about that. And then improving the bathrooms as well. We've got some fun plans for those, and overall just making the space feel like home.
Amen.
I don't know if you guys have any questions, but just be in tune and be ready for some awesome big changes. I just cannot wait. It's going to be great. So, yeah.
So when Luke asked me to get up here and talk about this, I was like, only if I can follow the hope, because I want her to go first. And now I regret that. So I prefer to have a guitar and be way back there in the corner. Anyway, so sound and the music and worship is kind of like my, I guess you call it my forte. We do have a really good system, but we just need to build on that and expand on it. So we're going to maximize what we have to the best of our ability. That way we can keep the cost down in that way. Major upgrades to the front of house speakers. So that's going to be one of our primary things, because obviously these speakers behind everybody kind of not cutting it. We would really like to have it where it's in front and it's facing forward and it's more full bodied and we're going to get subs. And with that, we'll also get some upgraded vocal mics, because do you hear the static? Yeah, that's because it's this thing. So we're going to get some upgraded vocal mics. We're going to add stage monitors, because once we don't have those speakers facing towards us, we're going to need to be able to hear ourselves while we're up here on the carpet. So addition of stage monitors, and then I think one of my favorite things that I see in the very near future, and I think Robbie and Kelsey will also be really excited, a full drum set.
Woo!
Yes, so full drum set coming real soon. And then, with our offerings and what we give, who knows what we might be able to use, what we might be able to do with that money to continue to upgrade, because it's going to always be an ongoing process. And the more that we invest in Selah, the more that Selah can put out in this way worship.
Man, last but not least, and I think personally most importantly, right, our children's ministry. And you're going to see this picture. You're like, where the heck is that? So that is this garage space back here that we are effectively getting May 1st. And it's 1,000 square feet. And we're seeing the Lord's faithfulness because these last few months we've actually seen our children's ministry starting to grow. And there's been a lot of meetings of like, what do we do? Like, how do we steward this? How do we take care of them? How do we let them be free and let them learn about the Lord and let them have fun doing it? And the Lord He knows what He's doing. And so we're so excited to do several things in that space. But basically, we just want that to feel like their home. We want to paint it. We want to just kind of do a lot of interior design. Like Hope was just talking about, have a TV in there for lessons. Have chairs and tables in there so they can sort of do different activities and learn. We want to be able to put wall dividers, which I didn't really know was a thing until I Googled it. But basically, we want to give them like full-blown classrooms where they can really be in different age gaps and really be learning and growing. And my gosh, it's just so cool. And just to have all the supplies and materials they would need to just continue to do that. And so, and we need to soundproof that garage door. Because Selah kids have fun, sometimes a little too much fun, all right? And then it interrupts the sermon, which is not okay. No, I'm totally kidding, guys. So again, it's exciting. Can I just say this, that I want to speak to just pastorally, anybody that's like nervous or anxious, don't be. I think that the Lord, I think money is just an object to Him. And I think that that's exactly what it should be to us. It shouldn't rule us. It shouldn't be our Savior. And so I really want to invite you to pray about it. And here's the thing. I think the Lord's gone before us. And so I think that you can pray about it, but He wouldn't bring us here if He wasn't wanting to partner with us here, you know? And the second thing I want to say is that, seriously, this does not change who we are. Some of our biggest days on Sundays where most people have come, and those are those testing moments. And I've watched this worship team not blink an eye and worship God with everything in their heart. I've watched us as a congregation go, we might forego the sermon today because His presence is more important, you know? And so I'm not afraid, intimidated. I've seen the Lord test us from the beginning to this point, and I know that He's trusting us. And I know that we're just saying, Lord, like, we want to maximize this space so that people can come in and get healed, saved, delivered, set free. And it's not going to change how we worship the Lord, believe it or not. We want heaven to hear us, man. Yeah. Not just in our hearts, but like in our song, you know? And so there's so much opportunity in all of this, and it's just not going to change who we are. If anything, I think it's going to further our identity as a church, because there's something about a spiritual authority when you have a place that is yours and you steward it. And we want this to be a dwelling place for the Lord. Roll the sleeves up and get ready, man, because I just think we don't even understand a half of what God's done for us. And so it's an invitation to consider, hey, how can I financially jump in and support what the Lord is doing? That is already up, that exists. And that fund we'll put, oh yeah, that's just lead by example. You know, if you want to go for that, we're saying $10,000, but if you got $5 million sitting on you, man, that'll take us, that'll take your children far too. All right, Selah kids. So.